Hello, it's me, Curtis Does a Dig, the love of your life. Yes, let's get super close to my bright red eyes. Hello, today we are going to be working with some item modifiers. We haven't touched on that yet, but we are also going to be making the golden helmet and, well, let's just say every single helmet in the game do something for our data pack. So sit back, relax, open your eyes, and say a quick prayer while we get this tutorial started. Welcome back to Make It Worse. So I've been in this world for quite some time, but there have been a lot of times where it's just kind of sat here idling, collecting dust, and I really do want to get back into the series. So what we're going to do today is we're going to set up a new feature in our vampire data pack because I don't like not being able to go out in the sunlight. It was a cool little concept, but now I'm kind of stuck. Mostly because I can't even get resources as much as I used to be able to, which is kind of a bummer. Oh, dang it, I forgot to turn on the resource pack. When you switch between versions, you also lose the resource packs that you have installed. And so here we go, Wand of Dimensions. So yeah, as I was saying, I would like to be able to walk out into the sunlight again, and what I'm going to be basing this Make It Worse episode on is the zombies and the skeletons and all the other undead mobs. When they're wearing a helmet, they actually don't burn in the sunlight. Instead, the helmet takes some durability damage. And this was actually inspired by a comment that I got on the first Make It Worse episode, asking how I could get it so that it doesn't burn in the sunlight if they're wearing a helmet. And so that's what we want to do today. Now, I know that this is the Make It Worse series, and by changing the vampire data pack, instead of making things worse, we are actually making things better. But if the series is called Make It Worse, and we are making it better, then that means that we are making this series worse in concept. I bet you weren't expecting that leap in logic. But okay, the sun's coming up. Let's go ahead and find ourselves a place to hide, and then we can get started working on this data pack change and tutorial. So let's get to it. Alrighty, so the very first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to change the pack underscore format from 47 to 48. This is because we've updated from the release candidate to 1.21, and so the pack format has changed since then. Then let's go into our load function because we have a few more things we want to add in here. What we want to do is scoreboard players set and then number sign max random. And this is also going to be part of the vampire.count objective. And let's just set it to 0 for now. We're gonna do the same thing, but instead of the max random, we're gonna do current random and still vampire.count, and we're still setting it to 0. Next, we're going to go into our second function, and if you remember from the first episode, the second function repeats every second, calling this function over and over through this schedule command, but we're actually going to replace the append with replace, because what I've noticed is that this will actually run it twice for some reason if you set it to append, so changing it to replace will fix that. Otherwise, what will end up happening is the helmet will actually take 2 durability damage per second instead of 1. There's a few other things we're going to do in this MC function, but for now we're going to leave it as is. What we want to do next actually is in our predicate folder inside the vampire namespace is create a new file, and we're going to call it wearing underscore helmet.json. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to misode.github.io. The link will be in the description below. And I want to show this off because this thing is phenomenal. It is a data pack generator. You can use these to generate your JSON files, and it makes it so much easier than picking up manually yourself. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like to type them up manually myself, but this does make it easier, and while my game is Make It Worse, I want to make your lives better. But it has cool stuff like loot tables, advancements, predicates, item modifiers, even the new data-driven enchantment JSON files, and world gen stuff, which I haven't even touched yet myself, but hopefully I'll be able to learn by using this this generator. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to predicate, and inside this predicate generator, we can see we have on the left-hand side, we have all of the different potential properties for this predicate, and on the bottom right, we can see what that output is. So right now, we're going to keep it as entity properties, and entity, this refers to, well, the entity we're checking on. And we're going to go into the predicate, we're going to go down to equipment, and we're going to select head. This indicates that the equipment we're checking is the head slot, and we're going to go ahead and hit the plus button next to it to add a new head slot. You'll see it appears in the output, and where it says items single, inside this text box we're going to put $, Minecraft, head _ armor, and what this refers to is any armor with durability that can go on the player's head. I had to add in the with durability part because there are other items that can go on the player's head, such as carved pumpkins, player heads, mob heads, etc. And while those can go on the head slot, they don't have durability, so we're not going to include them in this predicate. But that's literally all this predicate is. This is the only thing we needed to check for, is to see if this entity has head armor. Easy peasy. So we're gonna go ahead and select all and copy that from the output. We're gonna head back into our predicate and let's go ahead and paste that in. And it's really quick and simple. So let's go ahead and go back to the second.mc function. And in this execute line right here, where we're checking the predicate to see if they're in a bright area, we're gonna do a comma after is in bright area, and we're gonna do predicate equals exclamation point vampire : wearing helmet. So what this is now going to do is if they are in a bright area and they are not wearing a helmet, then we're going to check above them to see if there is any block above them. And if there is, then obviously we ignore adding any fire damage to them or lighting them on fire. But if they are wearing a helmet, this line actually isn't going to register at all. Like the code base will read it, but it's not going to get up to this function for check for ceiling. But what we are going to do is we're going to copy from execute over to @s. We're going to copy that and paste it underneath. And we're going to check if function vampire : unbreaking _ helmet chance run item modify entity @s armor.head vampire : vampire _ helmet _ damage. And right now this is going to give you 2 warnings, one for the unbreaking helmet chance and one for the vampire helmet damage. And that's okay, it just means we haven't actually set up those functions or the item modifier yet, which is what we're gonna do right now. So first things first, why don't we go ahead and create the function first. So in our functions folder, we're gonna go ahead and create a new file. And we're gonna name it unbreaking _ helmet _ chance.mc function. And what this is going to be is a function that does a random chance to see if the helmet with unbreaking should take damage. So for those of you that don't know, Unbreaking 1 has a 25% chance of not taking damage, Unbreaking 2 has a 50% chance of not taking damage, and Unbreaking 3 has a 75% chance of not taking damage. And so the goal with this is if they have Unbreaking on the helmet, then there is the chance that the sunlight will not break the helmet or ruin its durability. So what we're going to do first, and bear with me on this one, this line is going to be pretty long, but it's going to be execute unless items entity @s armor.head. We're going to do an asterisk and then with square brackets next to it, Minecraft : enchantments equals, and then curly brackets, and then in quotes unbreaking : 1. We're going to copy from unless down to the end of the line, and let's paste it in again and change unbreaking 1 to unbreaking 2. Paste it again and put unbreaking 3 instead of unbreaking 1. And then we are going to do run return 1. Now what this is doing is unless the player has unbreaking 1, 2, or 3 on their helmet, we're just going to return 1. 1 in this case equals a success. Now the reason that's important is if we go back to the second function, where we're doing @s if function vampire unbreaking helmet chance, if we return 1, then this is going to be true. If we return fail, then this is going to be false, and it's not going to do any item modification to the helmet. So let's go back over here. So if they don't have unbreaking 1, 2, or 3, they're automatically going to be dealing the durability damage to the player's helmet. Alternatively though, we're going to execute if items entity @s armor.head with the asterisks, square brackets, Minecraft, enchantments equals, and we're going to do unbreaking 1. We're going to run scoreboard players set max random vampire.count to 75. We're actually going to copy this twice and paste those in, and where it says unbreaking 1, let's change it to 2, and where it says it on the third line, change it to 3. So it should say unbreaking 1, unbreaking 2, unbreaking 3. And for each of these scores, we're going to drop it by 25. So 50 and then 25. After that, what we're going to do is execute store result score and then current random vampire count run random value 0.100. And what this is going to do is it's going to store in this scoreboard right here, current random, a value between 0 and 100. And we're going to use that number to determine if we should be dealing durability damage to the helmets. So on the next line, execute if score current random vampire count is less than max random vampire count, run return 1. So again, this is running a success. And if it's gotten this far, we're just going to return fail. And that's literally it for this function. The asterisk represents any item that's in the head slot. Otherwise, we would have to do something like leather helmet, and then we'd have to copy this for every single type of helmet. So it would be leather helmet, chainmail helmet, iron helmet, gold helmet, turtle shell helmet, diamond helmet, and netherite helmet. We don't want to do that. So we're just going to use the asterisk to represent any item on the player's head. And a very cool thing about the return function is that as soon as it hits return, it's going to stop right here. It's not going to go ahead and run the rest of the code down here. It's going to stop at the return value. So if the helmet does not have any unbreaking on it, it's going to stop this line right here. Okay, so that takes care of this. We're still going to get an error or a warning because we haven't finished fixing up this line yet. We still have to do the item modifier here. So why don't we go ahead and do that real quick. We're going to go ahead and create a new folder inside of our vampire namespace, and we're going to call it item_modifier. And inside this item modifier, we're going to create a new file, and it's going to be called vampire_helmet_damage.json. All right, and you know how in the unbreaking helmet chance function, I said to bear with me because it's a long line? Well, this item modifier is going to be extremely long. So let's go back to miso.github.io and let's go ahead and switch out the predicate generator for an item modifier, and make sure your item modifier is set to multiple. Otherwise, we're going to have to create a singular item modifier for every single helmet, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to do multiple in this case. And our entry is going to be, instead of set count, let's go ahead and change it to set damage. And for the constant value, we want to set the first one to -0.019. Okay, now I know that seems like just an arbitrary number, but trust me, I'm a doctor man. All of the different materials have a different durability for the helmet. So leather has a durability of 55, golden helmets have a durability of 77, chainmail and iron are 165, turtle shell is at 275, diamond at 363, and netherite at 407. And the way the set damage entry works is percentage based. So for example, if I were to set this to -0.5 instead, then when the durability goes down for any of these, it's going to go down 50%. So let's say we had our leather helmet, then it would go down to 27.5 durability. in just this negative 0.5 right here, which is ridiculous. But furthermore, that also means that with the netherite, we would be going down to 203 durability. It would be taking out half of the durability in just one swing. And that just doesn't seem fair. So instead what we do, instead of doing by 0.5 or 0.1 or 0.0001, what we're going to do is 1 divided by its maximum durability. So for leather, that's 55. So I have 55 here. I'm going to hit enter, and we get this very small number, which is very important. And what we want to make sure is that we kind of round this up a little bit, because it does have to be more than this value. So I'm actually going to round it up to 0.019 instead of 18. And then in the item modifier, we're going to make it negative. And like I said, we're moving it up to 0.019. And that's our value for a leather helmet. We're going to go ahead and turn on the add tag to true. And let's go ahead and set a condition. And in this condition, we're going to leave it as entity properties. And in the equipment slot, we're going to go ahead and set it to head. Click add. And we're going to keep it as single. But we're going to go ahead and put in Minecraft, leather helmet. Okay, and that is part 1. I'm going to show you how to do this 2 more times, and then I'm just going to fill out the rest myself and copy it over. But essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize this, and we're going to click on this plus sign, and we're going to add in a new entry. And this new entry is also going to be set damage. And for this constant, for this one, we're going to use the golden helmet, which is at a 77 durability. So for that constant, we're going to do 1 divided by 77. And again, we're going to round this up. So I'm going to do 0.013. And remember, that is going to be a negative value. Go ahead and click on the add tag. We're going to set it to true. Add a new condition, entity properties. Remember to make sure that that's what that's set to. Change the equipment slot to head. Click add, and we're going to put in the golden underscore helmet. Perfect. Again, I'm going to minimize that. Now, the reason I wanted to show you a third one is because the chainmail helmet and the iron helmet actually have the same durability, so we can actually use one condition for that, making it super easy. So we're going to go ahead and click add again. This one again is going to be set damage, and this constant, if we do our calculation divided by 165, we get a total of 0.006, and I'm going to add a 1 at the end of that, just so it's a little bit above as we need. And remember, this is going to be negative. We're going to click the add tag, and then add the condition, set the equipment to head, click add. So we're going to first add in the chainmail helmet, and then we're going to change it from single to multiple. Click add, and we're also going to add in Minecraft iron helmet. And now they're both listed here in the output. So I'm going to do basically the same thing again for the turtle helmet, diamond helmet, and netherite helmet. I'm going to copy this stuff over, and then we'll go ahead and move on. All right, all of them have been created. Let's go ahead and copy these over to our item modifier. And now if we go to our second function, let's go ahead and update this real quick just by replacing the E in damage again. And you can see that warning goes away. Now the problem with this item modifier is that it will take it down to 0 durability, but once it gets there, it actually won't break the helmet. So we actually have to set up a function to break the helmet ourselves. Oh my gosh, and I just remembered we actually have to remove this exclamation point on the second line for the predicate for vampire wearing helmet. But good thing we caught that, because we are going to be copying from execute onto @s. So copy that and paste it underneath. And what we're going to do is run function vampire check for broken helmet. And again, this is going to give us an error because we actually have not created the function yet. So let's go ahead and create that function. So right click the functions folder, new file, check for broken helmet.mc function. And this is going to be a function that checks to see if the player helmet is at 0 durability, and if so, break it. And what we're going to do in this function is execute if items entity @s armor.head. And for this one, we actually are going to use the names of each helmet. It's just going to make it so much easier. Leather underscore helmet, Minecraft, damage, equals 55, which again, if we remember, is the maximum durability of a leather helmet. So you can kind of think about it is if the damage is 55, this means that the health or the durability is at 0. And what we're going to do is run tag @s add vampire.helmet_broken. And we're actually going to copy this for each and every helmet, and we're just going to replace the damage. So leather helmet, golden helmet, chainmail, iron, turtle, diamond, netherite, and let's go ahead and name these. And let's go ahead and change all of these durabilities. And again, we can get them from this list here. So leather is at 55, golden is at 77, chainmail and iron are at 165. The turtle helmet is at 275, the diamond helmet is at 363, and the netherite is at 407. Next, what we're going to do is execute if entity at s, and then with the square brackets next to it, tag equals vampire.helmetBroken. We're going to do run play sound entity.item.break, and we're going to put this in the player category. Send it to all players, and we're going to use the position of the player whose helmet is being broken. And we're also going to do execute again if entity at s tag equals vampire.helmetBroken, and we're going to run item replace entity at s armor.head with air, and this is just going to play the item break sound and replace the item with air, meaning it's just going to get rid of the item in the slot. And last but certainly not least, we're going to do tag at a remove vampire.helmetBroken, and that is this function. And that should be it. We should be able to head over to Make It Worse and see if this thing actually does what it's supposed to do. Alrighty, and let's go ahead and head back into the Make It Worse world. Let's go ahead and reload the data pack, and let's see. Yeah, we have a helmet on already. It has a durability of 66 out of 77. So let's go ahead and head back up to the surface. The sun is rising, so we can actually go ahead and see if this data pack is working in hopefully just a few moments. Alrighty, there we go. I can hear the armor clinking already, and the durability is going down. Okay, let's oh, I do have iron in here. Let's go ahead and set up, no, that's not a crafting table. Let's go ahead and create an iron helmet real quick. Let's go ahead and throw that on, or I guess we don't have to. We can hop on the water first, but I mean, I'm already in the inventory. There we go, and we are safe from the harmful UV radiation. Now, I did see a ruined portal over here. Maybe we can get some more obsidian. Let's see, it's somewhere over here. I can't really see it because I don't have my no fog mod anymore. All right, there it is. It's right over here. And I'm hoping to get some obsidian because then we can potentially make some more wands. Alrighty, no obsidian, but we did get, okay, some gold armor, and the helmet does have thorns and the chest plate does have protection. That ultimately is better than nothing, and I do see an underwater ruin over here as well. I can barely make it out, that little magma block over there. Okay, some coal, some wheat, and a blank buried treasure map. Perfect, that's exactly what we want, guys, just blank treasure maps. I'm low-key kind of curious where I'm gonna end up if I teleport in the middle of the ocean. So let's give it a try, maybe? Oh, no, okay, we're suffocating. There we go. Oh, gosh. I've really got to be way more careful about this. Otherwise, you know, I'm gonna suffocate every single time I do this. Alrighty, let's go ahead and dig down here. Hopefully we can find something. Alright, I've been mining for a while and I have not found anything, so... Ooh, okay, that was not the greatest idea in the world, but... Oh man, we almost hit the island. Oh, that could have been a disaster, but okay, looks like we're good now. Let's switch back to the iron helmet, just because it has more durability. But man, we gotta be way more careful with this wand of dimensions. I am thinking that maybe we can try to set up like some different, like, I want to call them teleportation paths where, oh my gosh, I can't get up this. There we go. Okay, Maybe like setting up some teleportation pads where, yeah, the pad itself doesn't teleport us, but we can use it to kind of gauge where we're at and where we're going to be teleporting, maybe. It is at this point that I'm realizing that I am a little bit lost again. Every single time I make these journeys, I feel lost, but I'm seeing those saplings there, so maybe we're not as lost as we think. Okay, I did see a little bit of fire off in the distance, so maybe that is the area that we accidentally burned down the other day. And if so, we will be able to find our way back pretty easily. Oh, yep, this is definitely somewhere I've been before. I'm actually thinking we can use this as sort of a fast travel point because we already know that this place is a place that I've been through the Wand of Dimension. So let's go ahead and try it out real quick and let's see where we end up. Hopefully not suffocating again. And of course, suffocating every single time we do this. We gotta be way more careful. We have to be way more careful in the future. But okay, so I think we have to be right around here. Let's go and jump. Oof, gotta take that fall damage, man. All right, well, we made it back home in one piece. Alrighty, and what I think we're going to do is actually grab some blocks because what I want to do is make a physical place where we'll be teleporting back and forth. And what I'm thinking of doing is making it look like a little crosshair. And so I got some blackstone, I got some netherrack, and we're gonna make like a plus sign right here. And that's gonna indicate the center point for where we are going to be teleporting from. Let's go ahead and throw some netherrack in the corners there. Okay, I put some basalt in the center. Let's go. And okay, we're in the ground, which isn't too bad. Let's clear up this area a little bit. Okay, and let's teleport back and see where we end up. No. Okay. Why is it always we're gonna end up in the floor? I don't even have a pickaxe on me. All right, let's just teleport back. What if I break the block above? So I'm thinking if we break the block above and then we jump and teleport, will that be any better? Let's find out. Okay, that worked. That worked. Okay, so we have some way of doing this. Yeah, okay, so if we jump, everything's fine. I am taking damage, I think, from the blocks above. Let's go ahead and make another pickaxe, and let's clear out these blocks above me. And hopefully, teleporting, I won't take any more damage. Yeah, let's just do it like this. So teleport that way, that's fine, and I'm taking fall damage. Okay, what if we go down a block and then do it? So if I teleport down here, all right, so that works, and nope, we're okay. We're still underground. Perfect. Okay, that's fun. Okay, I went down a few more blocks. Let's go ahead and see if this works. And okay, yeah, so it's just a few blocks further down. So let's clear out this area now. And we're also gonna have to move these stairs so that they match up with this Y level right here, and then we'll just have to build like some other stairs going back up on the inside of the teleport room. There we go, away back up. Now I'm waiting for these villagers to breed. It's been a few days, but they haven't done anything yet, so I'm gonna wait around a little bit. So let's AFK and see what happens. Ooh, it's only been like 5 minutes and already we got a little baby right there. It's perfect. Now that we have a little baby villager, and we're gonna hopefully be getting some more, we can start working on the villager trade hall. I've already set up some sections right here, and we'll start doing that, I think, in the next episode, maybe. I still don't know what that episode's going to be about. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell to get notified when I upload a video. And if you're not following already, please consider following me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and supporting me on Patreon, all at CurtisDoesADig. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one.